What is up guys, my name is Kilian and welcome to another video. As you can hear on my voice, I am still a little bit sick. It's getting better and better each day, but still not there yet. But today we are back with another banger, and today's video is about my top 3 worst exercises for building your chest. Okay, before we get into this, you have to know these exercises are not necessarily bad exercises. These are just exercises that are not optimal or not as efficient as some other exercises are for building your chest muscles. Okay, so the first exercise is decline bench press. The decline bench press is a bench press where you lay in a declined position. So your chest is lower than your knees. And since gravity exists, you have to push the bar straight up in the air. What you get is that you use your lower pec muscles in order to push the bar up. And since you are using your lower pec muscles, you are also training your lower pec muscles to grow them. You may think, well, why is this a bad exercise? Because you can build your lower chest with this. But the point is, 90% of the people have overdeveloped lower pecs and underdeveloped upper pecs. So for me personally, I never ever train my lower pecs. I prioritize my upper pecs, and I also do some of the middle pec to increase a little growth on the lower pec, but simultaneously with the upper pec, since I prioritize my upper pecs. So I would say a better alternative for the decline bench press is the flat bench press. This way you target your whole chest and not only the lower chest, but also a little bit of the upper chest and mostly the middle part of your chest. And your lower chest is still going to be targeted with this one, but just a little less with the decline version. And if you are looking for an even better exercise, you can also do the dumbbell flat bench press. Training your chest with dumbbells will give you the ability to train stabilization and will train your muscle control. So if you compare this to the flat bench press with a barbell, this is more convenient for your chest muscles to develop themselves more in every category. And if you are really stubborn and for whatever reason you still want to train your lower pecs, instead of doing the decline bench press, you can also do the chest dips. Chest dips are a pretty hard exercise, and I think, in my opinion, it is better to practice this exercise before you do any decline bench pressing. First of all, this is an aspect of calisthenics, and you learn to control your chest muscles more. And second of all, for me, this has always been a very helpful exercise that works and that will actually grow your chest. And for intermediate lifters, you can also do some weighted dips if it's too easy for you. And this is also a great way to progressive overload your lower pecs. Moving on to the second worst exercise for growing your chest. And this is the dumbbell pec fly on a bench. Well, I would say this exercise is not necessarily bad for growing your chest, but with this exercise you can get injured very easily because your arms can go below your back and there is a slight chance to dislocate or injure your shoulder in any other way. Especially if you are increasing the weight and trying to overload the muscle, the chances of injury are just higher. A very easy and good alternative for this exercise is doing it on the ground. The exact same exercise, but then on the ground. This way your elbows cannot go behind your back and the chance of injury is just around 0. And this is the version with free weight, but if you want to do a version with resistance, a better alternative would be the cable fly. And if you are doing chest flies with cables, you have to make sure you tuck your shoulder blades in, put your chest out, and really think about bringing your elbows together when you are at the contraction. And I personally struggle a little bit with my stability here. So what I like to do is sit on a bench and then do these cable pec flies. This way I cannot really cheat with any momentum by putting my whole body into it. I just stay in a seated position, and for me this works better. And if you are really lazy and you don't want to make a setup like this, you can also use a pec fly machine if you have that at your gym. And now the third worst exercise for building your chest. So the number 3 on my list is the push-up. And this was actually a very surprising one for me because I think push-ups is one of the best exercises you can do in order to build your chest. But the reason I put this one in there is because you cannot build muscle with just doing regular push-ups. In order to build muscle, you have to overload the muscle, meaning you have to increase weight every time you want to progress in your workout. With just doing push-ups, you cannot increase any weight because it is your own body weight. So doing only regular push-ups is not going to do much. So is there any way you can build muscle with doing push-ups? Yes, there is another way. There are some ways to overload your chest muscle With push-ups, with different variations, you can actually overload the muscle to increase muscle growth on your chest. So if you mastered the push-up and you can do more than 20 push-ups, you can go over to weighted push-ups. This way you can really overload the muscle and you can increase your progress. So maybe you can ask someone, or maybe you can even do it yourself. Put a plate on your back and do some push-ups. There are also some other alternatives you can do with push-ups, and these are just different movements, different hand placings, different feet placings. An example is the diamond push-up. This push-up is more focused on your triceps. You can also do a wide push-up. This push-up is more focused on your shoulders. You can also do an incline push-up if you are a beginner. This one is just easier than a normal push-up. You can also do a decline push-up if you are intermediate. And this is also more to hit the upper pecs. And if you have mastered all these push-ups, there are 2 variations that are even too hard for me. One variation is the archer push-up. This one I can do, but not that many reps. And the second variation is push-up with one arm. And this push-up really requires some stability and experience. And most people who have done calisthenics for some time can probably do this one, but bodybuilders may have a hard time with this. In my opinion, calisthenic movements can be great for building muscle. You only have to find a way to progressive overload. Right, so these were my top 3 worst exercises for building your chest. And I learned this from 4 years of experience in the gym. I can tell what I like, what I don't like, what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And for everybody it is a little bit different. I might be making another video about the top 3 worst exercises you can do for another muscle group. You guys let me know in the comments what it should be. Also let me know what you thought about this video. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 200 subscribers. Thank you guys for all the subscribers the past couple of weeks. I really appreciate it, and come back for another video. Peace out.